Hello everyone, welcome to my new setup both on the desktop and in my background. Today I'm going to start a new series of videos and tutorials on my local N8N setup for my briefcase project. My briefcase is my side project, my passion project, which I am doing on my free time in addition to my full-time job. So my progress is pretty slow because I only work on weekends or holidays or in the evenings. And some days I take to learn, some days I take to do implementation and documentation, and then eventually I get into a position where I can create some contents and share with you. So today's video is just a high level summary of what's coming up in the series, and I want to talk about the main tools I use for this setup to run successfully without causing any monetary strain on me, because I am bootstrapping this without any other funding. So let's get into it. My first tool is Visual Studio Code, and the second one is Docker CLI and Docker Desktop, and the third one is N8N engine running locally. My VS Code is a PNPM monorepo, and it started with a self-hosted N8N setup, which I took from the N8N official GitHub account, which they have provided for developers like me and you to start with and self-host this locally. The main content of this monorepo, which are relevant to this series, is my N8N folder with all the workflow definitions in JSON format, my notes, which are the main source of knowledge for me. This is where I put everything I'm learning, every blocker I'm facing, and how I'm solving them. And then the third one is this Docker Compose file, which is a mix of the original Docker Compose file from N8N account meant for developers like us, and I have added my own services to it too. It's a big file. It has about 10 services, and we will go into the details of it in subsequent videos. But for now, when I do Docker Compose up, it starts a bunch of services, creates images and volumes, and I'm going to take you to that next. In my Docker desktop, I have the container created, and there are images. All of the images I showed you earlier are created, and some of the volumes, which are important for like database and stuff, they are created too. So let's get into the image. The image has all, the container, and the container has all the images which were in the Docker Compose file. And the most important one here for today is the N8N container here, and once we click on this little link, it will open it in the browser at the location as mentioned, localhost 5678. So let's do that and get to the actual N8N fun. Once we are in that localhost 5678 and logged in, then we have this main navigation option for overview, which opens this visual UI, and here you can have access to the workflows and the credentials. So I have the workflows in this and the credentials in the next tab, which we will go to. And in the workflows, I want to tell you that I'm building this agent army, and all of these are independent agents and workflows basically, and they are all related to each other. And there is a commander agent which actually orchestrates the whole agent army. And there are more I will be building, but currently I have these 9. Not all of them are tested completely, and this is a work in progress. And from the names you can see they are about LinkedIn, Google Calendar, Gmail, calls through Twilio, SMS agents through Twilio and other tools, and some research, web research and scraping, and all that fun is buried under these workflows, and we will go into the details of them eventually. The next one is the credentials, and those workflows need a lot of credentials, and building those credentials is of course a main work I have been learning and doing. You can see the extent of it a lot, and creating these accounts on these providers is not a simple job and has been very time consuming. And lastly, a very quick sneak peek of my Commander agent. It has a ton of triggers and data sources combined into here.